right, let's get started.
Good morning, guys. Saturday, 10 a.m. Another week. I feel like a broken record, but another week that the market moves and moves fast. And now it's starting to get itself a little extended both ways. And you're getting a lot of signals. But you know what a lot of these signals are? They're summertime signals. So summertime tells me over my career that there's a lot of head fakes. And that's what you got to pay attention about. Why? Because things look like they're going to go. People get excited. Then the music stops. And then they just start to correct. And I think you're going to start to see that on the downside, not the upside here. I think now people are getting comfortable with crypto popping. You got oil holding well. Stock market, the big names are holding well. They're always get me on board, get me on board, get me on board. Okay, after they're on board, what's the next catalyst? And I don't know what it is. I really don't. Interest rates look like they may go lower. Okay, no, they're not going to. I don't think inflation's going lower. I think interest rates may go lower, and that's what's actually going to make this thing worse. So let's look at a couple examples. This is the stock market. Continues to make new highs, but it's not popping. Okay, it's doing a lot of work. This is kind of the same place we were. We don't trade the S&Ps, but we use it as a gauge. Okay, look at it. You spent 2 weeks in the same area. Fine. You did that here, and you went. Okay, every time you seem to do it, it goes again. But if it doesn't, that's what I'm concerned about. I'm worried about this being this. And then you get a little bit of a break, and then, everyone is comfortable. You look now, you look at the VIX, you look at the sentiment, everybody's going, why? We're just going higher. It's not even we're not going lower. People think we're going higher. And that scares me, because as the market gets empty, it's fine. But I look at what's the least resistance here. And in my opinion it's sensitive to the downside, not the upside. So you got some big names that are popping up, and then they're breathing a little. Now, this is Palantir. Yeah, still breaking out in the upside. And we decided, a couple of times we got bearish signals and they didn't work. So we don't touch this. Same thing with NVIDIA. We made a video because we got a couple of times where we thought this thing was going to go down and it didn't. Look at this thing. So we actually made a video saying, listen, guys, I've been wrong on NVIDIA. Same thing. These are the two that this is what's getting people excited, because they see this and think everything else is going to go. I don't think everything else is going to go. And that's what I think you got to worry about. These are the signals that can get you caught. No problem if you want to get on board, but you got to have the discipline to say, you know what, I'm wrong. If it turns, and get out. Okay, you can always get back in. What we're paying attention to is the commodity sector, because we think commodities are so mispriced, and now they're starting to get back in line. We're seeing that in metals. We're seeing that now in the energy market. And now this week, talked about this last week, we're seeing it in foods. I think the foods are mispriced. The premiums and the futures prices aren't there, and now they're starting to correct. Just as an example, we got to a point where we've seen the grain markets, soybeans, got to a very attractive area. We bought soybeans. We bought soybeans right here. Okay, and yesterday we got to a point, we took a profit on that. What we're also seeing, the price of corn, the price of wheat, the price of sugar, price of coffee, they're all starting to bounce now. Why? They're not bound. The bounce is just that they're getting back in line. And then you see the fundamentals from there. So that's what we're keeping in mind. Commodities, in our opinion, are still very cheap. If you notice what we put as far as what we like or what I trade, it's usually commodity based or resource based. Why? Because if we can't find the futures, we find the equities. Our opinion in platinum, our opinion in palladium and silver. Silver is the sleeper of the summer. Platinum is so mispriced that it's going to continue to go higher. Let's look at the platinum chart. Look at platinum. What a ride this has been. What a ride. Okay, if you remember our videos, we've had a few of them, and we said when you got to this area, which is a big resistance area, we said do not sell it. We kept saying do not sell, do not sell, do not sell. How cool is that to say do not sell? What do we have on? We have on the equity that you're probably going to ask me about, SBSW. We've had this on for a while, and I've been playing that same song. Got up here, we said do not sell, do not sell, do not sell. Look at this ride. Well, you know what happened this week? Yesterday, in the pre-market, we got to one of our first targets. So from all the way down here, we caught this, and we still have it. We just sold a piece of it right up here, just because that was one of our targets. But think about it. When you think of how many times you would have said to yourself, let me cash. And there's still nice trades. But think about it, you gotta do a lot of work to go from $3.50 to $5. You gotta do a lot of work. That's for $1.50. Now the $1.50. So you went from 5 to 9, 9.5. That's actually was the area we got some selling done. So you got to do work to make $1.50. You don't have to do work, but to have a little confidence, and you make $4.50, 3 times the amount. That's the difference of trading commodities, and that's also the difference of trading with experience. To know when a single is really a triple or a home run, and that's what this is becoming. That's just one example. We got other ones setting up. The uranium sector. We said we're looking for one more wave of uranium money to come in, and that should make things pop. Let's look at this one. Look at this uranium sector. You know what we have on? We have DNN. That's our mine. It's a uranium mine. It's a way to get long DNN. Look at this now. Look at this ride. We're not selling anything. We're catching this whole ride. How cool is that? You guys are going to ask me about it. You. Another way of being long uranium. Wait till you see this one. Look at this, guys. This is my point. The market is getting emptier as we get into the summer. As the flows come in, they just force their way in. They want to be in. You catch these rides. Now, how cool of a trade this would have been. Okay, you buy it here, you buy it here, you sell it here, you say, wow, what a great trade. But this is how you turn single into a triple or a home run. What's setting up? We got a few of them setting up this week that can have the same exact setup. And that's what we're looking at. But we're mostly looking at, when you get to these things, you want to cash them, hope, and you see if it's a head fake because they can all breathe. What did we do last week? We made a video about it in the oil market. ExxonMobil. We had ExxonMobil on. We got out of the whole thing. I think if you go back, it's on the 9th. We made our last video. We bought ExxonMobil down here for a trade. Sold it. I think this was the 9th when we made the video right here. Got out of all of our ExxonMobil, so we'll look to continue to trade it. Look at this. 115 all the way back down to 107. We're not long ExxonMobil. Now we're getting to an area that we're going to be getting long ExxonMobil again. Okay, but what is the area? Yesterday we had a lot of the group asking about, was this the area? Is this the area? I said, no, not yet. It was around it. Should we get in? Nope. We know where the spots are going to be. But this is the point I'm trying to make. When the music stops, they can breathe. And we're in a navigating and trading environment, not an investing environment. So how cool is it to catch this up and not be long on the way down? You know the way we think, that we've been doing this 2 years. We know we try to, is one way that I was taught how to trade. You know, got to know when to make money and when not to give it back. So if you had ExxonMobil on here, you made the money, you gave it all back. What do? We use it as navigation. We sold it out and we didn't give it back. I'm going to try to do it again. These are the examples you can trade. You could be, that's why I like to stick to commodities, because I understand commodities. I've been doing it for 40 years. So if I could explain why I made money and I can explain why I lost money. If I'm sitting there and I'm trying to trade Google, or I'm trying to trade Apple, or I'm trying to trade Nvidia, I can't explain when I'm making money. And you know what? You can't explain when you're losing money. And you look at the analysts on TV, everybody's got their opinion. They're all bullish, great. When it goes down, do you see them on TV anymore? No. They can't explain. They're going to tell you the same exact story. If it's 150, they got a story. If it's 170, they got the same story. If it's 190, they got the same story. If it's 110, they got the same story. Okay, I don't need to listen to the same story. You can't explain why the market's moving. I can explain it. I can explain why I'm losing money in copper. I can explain why I'm making money in wheat, things like that. That's our edge. And I think it's a big edge right now. You may want to look at joining with us for that edge.
All right, we got a question from Jack.
Yeah.
And his question's on UNG and natural gas.
Yeah, natural gas. We think the weather premium is coming back out of it. We're not gung-ho bullish in natural gas. We think natural gas is going to be range bound unless we get into a hurricane season, which I think is a little early. We're looking for sustained heat. There is no sustained heat right now. And we got a couple of heat waves, and that's kind of what pushed us a little up here, but it didn't maintain. So that tells me the market is a little bit saturated here. It might be a little long. So it wouldn't surprise me if we sit around here for a while in natural gas and do nothing and see how hurricane season starts to develop, or if we get really hot again. But to sit when you don't have, now extreme heat doesn't mean one day. It means sustained heat. You got to be in the 90s for 3, 4, 5 days in a row in certain spots that have big demand, and that's when weather takes advantage. But nice weather or the 80s, it's actually benign for natural gas. So right here, we don't have a strong opinion of natural gas. We just think you got to sit there and wait it out.
Next one is from Arturo. Crude futures.
Crude futures, yeah. Think about it, guys. We haven't been bullish in crude futures. We've been neutral for a while now. Okay, when it gets up here, it gets extended. And think about it, we haven't been We've been neutral. Isn't this a great market to be neutral? Nothing's going on. You got the extreme down. We made that big video that this was the wrong price. The trade of the summer was this one. Okay. It got extended on the news that's going on in the Middle East. Okay. And what are we doing now? We're sitting right here. No reason to trade crude futures at all. We have a trade that we're looking on in the energy sector, which involves heating oil and gasoline, but not crude oil.
All right, guys. If you have any other trading questions, please post in the chat here.
Okay. Want to go over some other stuff?
Yeah.
Want to look at where we stand?
Let's do it.
Okay, guys. This is where we stand. This is the way we do this. Okay. We're in all day. Okay. We put our trades on, our news, tell people what we're doing. I give you my comments, just my opinions all day. Doesn't stop. Okay. What I like to see, and this is what makes my days, when you see the hearts. That means whatever I've been saying or whatever we're looking at has been working. As you can see, like I said, we cashed in. We hit some targets in some of the stocks that we've been long for a while, cashed them in. Got our trade alerts, tell you exactly when I'm trading, what I'm looking to do. See gold trades, more gold trades, silver trades, Bunge food processor, something we like, looking at airlines. So you see we're here. We tell you exactly, and I always tell you what I'm doing first. I say, we're looking at what I'm looking to do, and then we do it. So I'm never after the fact, say, hey guys, I bought this. No. I give everybody a heads up what we're looking to do, and then we do it. We've been doing this forever. Okay? This is a team effort. So the only way I'm going to smile is if we all do well, and that's what we've all been doing well. Futures alerts. If you want to trade futures, guys, we've been trading futures. Okay, now I'm going to show you a few things that you may want to be heads up about, because it's not going to be the trade or the comment. It's going to be the time of day. Why? Because if you want to trade, sometimes it's in the middle of the night. Okay, but if 4:30 in the morning, 4:29 in the morning. Why? Trading sugar. Why? But there's chances to make money. We're up half of our performance this year on trading futures. This is something I've done for 40 years. Okay, I think I understand the futures market pretty well. I think I understand the commodity markets well. There's times to take advantage of it. Sit there, but you know what's nice to see? Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, hearts. Why? Because we're doing pretty well in futures. We're up this year over 100% trading futures. 100%. Okay, futures are a very levered way of trading, and we're up 100% in futures. Wait, let's show you the performance. I'm only showing you half of what we have on. Okay, we have a midday clip. We come out every day, tell you exactly what we're looking to do, what we're looking to adjust between 11 and 12 in the day. We'll tell you, listen, guys, we prepare for this. The market right now has a VIX higher than normal, which means there's reversals. So what do? You have to make adjustments. That's exactly what we do. We make a video and we tell you about it. We have Guy Adami on a Thursday webinar from CNBC. You see him all day. You go through an airport, you walk on TV, Guy is there. Gives us macro views. He's been on fire. He's been on fire for about 2 years now. Gets the ideas, we look at him, and it's up to me to try to find a trading strategy. And all I'm telling you is you're looking over my shoulder, I'm telling you what I'm doing. We have something else that we initiated at the beginning of the year, bots. Okay, you want to trade bots? I'll tell you something. This is Joe Bot, and the Joe is not for me. It's for a young man named Joseph who created these. He has been on fire for about 6 weeks now. It's up about 30% in 6 weeks. And you know what the edge with bots are? So I wasn't a believer in bots. I am now. You can't lose 30% because that's the kind of discipline. But when you're right and you can make 30%, how cool is that? All day, it's risk reward. So if I'm sitting there and I know if I could lose $1, but I can make 2 or 3, I'll do that all day. And you know what? That's a numbers game. You want to do as many as you can. Well, here you go. They're all here. They come out, they tell you exactly what to do, and you cash out. Okay, same thing. On top of things every day when they come up. It's up about 30%, like I said, in the last 5 or 6 weeks. If your bots are doing the same, stick with it. But if they're not, this is an edge, because there's also times where he'll do nothing for 2 weeks. I got no problem making 30%, doing nothing for a month, making 30%, doing nothing for a month. Do that a few times a year. You add that up, you tell me what that performance is. This is what's here. Now I'm going to show you something that you're going to look twice, but don't look twice because it's true. This is us for the year, guys. And that's low. Okay? We broke 200%. Okay? Yesterday. 200% we're up for the year, guys. No exaggerations. It's all here. You ask anyone from the group, they got the same numbers on. They're also saying we don't believe what's going on. I'm sitting there going, guys, don't look at it that way. We're taking advantage of a trading environment. And also, we don't think it's over. Okay, the president is an active president. It's coming off. It's a big transition of what we used to have as an administration. So you get two extremes, creates excitement. You got stuff going on in different parts of the world, creates excitement. Interest rates are moving, the dollar is moving. People are starting to realize what we have and what we don't have causes things to move. That's what we're doing. We're taking advantage of these opportunities. Okay? See how many trades we've done this year? Sometimes we do none. Sometimes we do a bunch. This is what it adds up to. And it's more. We're up more than that. Imagine that. This is what's realized. These are all done. That's what that shows. But look at the trades, guys. Coffee, cocoa, heating oil, gasoline, natural gas, platinum. Okay? See the names we stick to? Food processing. Okay? Foods, fertilizer. Okay? I stick to what I know, what I think I know. Okay? And it's been working. That's all I care about, that it's working. And it's working. See? Singles and doubles. No home runs. Okay, we're not here to trade home. We're in a trading environment. The reds mean we lost. The greens mean we won. You do all this math, that's what it comes out to. It's all here. It's all here, guys. There's no jive here. You want to check this out. You want to fact check. You know how you fact check? You join and you look, talk to the members. Ask any member. We're on chat all day. They'll tell you exactly what we do. Let's go back to the chat just to give you an idea. Okay, that I showed you what I do all day. Let me show you what they do all day. Questions all day. Non-stop questions. Okay, general chat. Non-stop general chat. We don't want to put name. We don't want to expose people's names, so I keep it a little quiet. Go look. Started the group. Okay, so many people have said, I can't believe how much we're making, and I'm sitting there telling them, guys, I'm not surprised at all, because we're trading styles. It's a style. Okay, we are not day traders. We are not swing traders. We are directional traders. We also are probably the most patient traders you've ever seen. Okay, this is not it's an investable environment. If you want to make 10, 15%, 20%, if you want to make 200%, it's a trading environment. We're aggressive traders. So if you can make 10 years of a performance in 6 months, make a decision. Should I put my head down for the next 6 months and really focus? That's what all our members have done. That's why people only trade equities. They're up 100%. People only trade commodities. They're up 100%. People that have traded both, which is pretty much mimicking what we've been doing. They're looking over my shoulder. They're up 200%. We have someone in the group that's up 300%. He actually likes to trade a little more aggressive than I do, which you need a seatbelt for that, but it works. Okay, it's here, guys. It's here. This is how you join. RNTR Trading, guys. Everything I mentioned to you, except the bots, you get here. $78 a month. Okay, we're going to be on. I think you might want to look at now. You might want to look at joining, but the month of August, okay, is usually when everyone goes away on vacation. We're going to put a couple of videos out in a presentation. I don't take off the month of August. The last 2 weeks of August, when everyone goes away, I don't. It's a trading opportunity that I've taken advantage of for more than 30 years, almost 40 years. Why? Think about it. All the senior guys go away on vacation. They leave the junior guys doing this. Okay, so why not take advantage of that? I want to go away on vacation the last 2 weeks of August, but if I could take advantage of trading opportunities that have been there, and they are there. If they weren't there, well, I would say, okay, you know what, guys, it's not there. I'm going on vacation. I haven't taken off the last 2 weeks of August. I don't remember ever taking off. So that's what's coming up. We're setting this up. So if you want to join just for the summer and watch what's going on, we are not taking the air out of the ball. We aren't slowing down. We're going to be aggressive. Some of the aggressive points are going to create opportunities, but there's different opportunities as you approach August. And that's what people don't understand. I understand it because I've been doing it for every year. I don't go away in August. And you don't have to go away also. All you got to do is put on your trade alert. Okay, I'll do the work. You could be sitting on the beach just like everyone else, or sitting there relaxing. Trade alert, go on. I'll tell you what I'm looking to do. You may want to do it. You don't have to do the work. I'm happy to do it. The thing is, the senior guys that are away on vacation, they got to shut off their phones and they got to relax a little. Okay, I can do mine in October or September or November or October, around different time. I will not do it in August. I want to go away too. Think about it. For me to not take a time off, is it real? I think it's real. You may want to look at this. These are the opportunities. You can join for a month. If you don't like it, you see, maybe you think I'm blowing smoke or I'm talking it too much. Join for a month. What do you got to lose? That's what you got to lose. And you can see from the performance, I don't think so. If you've been following us for the last few months now, you see every week that performance goes up a little. We're at 200%. Okay, this is where we stand, guys. Now listen, we're going to be more active here on YouTube. Okay, so if you can subscribe, stay subscribed to us. Tell your friends about us because we're going to push. And there's a good shot that we're going to go live for the tail end of August. Blast every day. We're going to be here every day, telling you exactly what we're looking at, what we saw, and what's setting up. All right. Now I'm going to see you guys on Friday, and then I'm going to see you guys back here next Saturday. You may get an alert. We may start to pop up in the middle of the week. We'll give you an alert first. Have a quick 20-minute live, tell you what we're looking at. All right. I'll see you guys next week. Please watch yourself. The market is getting empty. Empty means people don't know how to trade an empty market because it moves too fast. If you're a 30-mile-an-hour driver, a 50-mile-an-hour driver, you may be in a 90-mile-an-hour lane or a 100-mile-an-hour lane because the market is empty. If you can drive that way, fine. If you can't, be prepared.
All right. See you on TikTok.
I'll see you on
10:30.
TikTok, 10:30, guys. Sorry about that.